Okay, update 6, July 16th, and so I'm just about done replacing the windows. So this one's been replaced, even insulated and drywalled. It's been raised 7 inches just because it's a bit of a shorter window. But recorded some videos, but I haven't really posted them. But you might see in this video the framing of the house is kind of it's like that. And I've had to strengthen up this king stud, which isn't really a king stud. You kind of see that 2x4 there in the middle. Trying to strengthen up was 3, then 2, then 1. Like I said, the whole house is to go in that way, or at least this wall. Most of the walls along that side of the house are leaning out. Had to try and reinforce as much as I can. I've leaned it up a bit, right? And the front of the house is kind of going away from us like that. And I think that's mainly because right where you see that guy there, the ceiling's been cut in half. As far as I can tell, this is a whole addition added on to the house right about here. And the house has been modified enough where the framework is all kind of wonky. I did what I can to enforce the frame behind the drywall here. And so the 4th of July week I got off, so I was able to do this window with the help of some friends. I was able to replace and square up that door frame. It's still kind of crap because, again, there's no proper header board, there's no proper king stud, and I don't know if the door was originally here or somewhere over there, but all I know is that these windows were installed in 1947 based on the newspaper they used to stuff the windows. And again, the front part of the house is a kind of an addition. And I've had to go through up into the attic, put some boards across the main beams, and lift up the ceiling since it kept falling down on me while I was working. I have this a temporary electrical, but to be honest, that took 2-3 days. What was it? We knocked it out one day, got most of the framing done. Another day, then everyone had to go. I had to go. Next day, got some help, brought it in. I did some sealant on it. You can kind of see it here. This is the tape, and you kind of see the vapor barrier on this side. And I think it's just a piece of siding I have on the outside. But with these two windows, Saturday and Sunday, and then another Saturday, and today is Sunday. I'm still working on this, but I'll kind of show what's going on, how it goes. And this one's kind of a prime one. So, knock out the window, smash all the glass, rip out the framing, clean everything up. That's about 4 or 5 hours of work. And today, we're ignoring getting materials, running back and forth and whatnot. Framing, putting in a frame, trying to, like, you'll notice this is kind of gapped at the top but not so much at the bottom. A little bit there too. The frame is square and level and plumb, and I have to either reinforce or push up on certain studs to kind of like what I had to do here, because again, not a proper header up here, and it's just a shit show of structural integrity bullshit. Kind of see some split siding there. I got to seal that. But knock out the windows. Try to see how screwy the walls are. Try to frame a tight frame to kind of support it. And this window is not exactly square. It's kind of like this, but you can kind of see in the framing, it's actually like this. And that's because after I smashed in that framing, got it real nice and tight in there, because I had skewed everything as the framing kind of went that way. And it's a parallelogram, so the top stayed level and moved that way. Bottom stayed where it was at, and the frame just went eh. And like I said, I had to reinforce this king stud as much as I could. And went with the smaller window. with this, there's like a 1-inch gap between the 38-inch and a half, what do we call it, coat rack I want to install. So this gives me a usable coat rack area. And I might change this a bit, but this is for 4-inch screws to make this kick-proof resistant. I gotta swap out the screws with that and reinforce those plates as well, just so that you can't kick in the hinges as well. Yeah. Put down some sealant, then you put down a vapor barrier, you tape it up, put in your window, just seal up the window, and then we'll put siding on this afterwards. I still have it in the truck. I mentioned today was Sunday. I've been working on this one. Let me actually get off the porch. My yard is nice and dead. There you go. So, yeah, laid it out, cut out, and then taped it up so it's inside the window. That way, if water gets down behind the window, it'll at least hit that water barrier and hopefully go out. I don't have the bottom sill angled like most framers should, but I don't have the time and I don't have the skill really. I can't even see my camera right now, but I just need to put on. You can see some of the white sealant there. Again, this is a kind of dovetail house. You can, if I can see on this stupid camera, stupid sun, Jesus, that's where they added on the house, extended it, or maybe just redid it, because again, the wood was more or less haphazardly cut, but everything else before this line was pretty well cut, at least on the inside, and the outside was meh. But it's 5 o'clock right now. Kind of got back from Lowe's and everything at noon. So framing, putting on some 3/8 sheathing. This is this stuff here, right there, and then sealing it. And then finally putting in the window, which may not be able to see it. Screw, 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 and then sealing the window. All about should finish up about 7ish, so 5 for the knocking out the window, cleaning everything up, 5 hours, and then 7 hours to frame it in, sheeting, waterproofing, window, another 7 hours, so 12 hours each day, if I can manage to do 12 hours a day. Like I said, I've been breaking it up Saturday and Sunday just because I've been overworking my hands. But yeah, get that window in today. That'll be it for now, and this up and coming weekend I get the rest of the stuff in for finishing up the living room. Oh geez. But I got some siding, 3/8 siding, so 3/8 and 3/8, 3/8 for the sheathing, 3/8 for the siding. It'll match. It won't visually match, but at least depth-wise match the 3/8 or the 3/4 dovetail siding that they've been using. And I really got to figure out how to replace these and strengthen this so that this doesn't just fall down, because these feet are rusting out. Been working on it a little bit each day, most days after work and weekends. Ripped out all the electrical outlets and switches. Don't know if I'm going to move any right now. I thought I had more time and was setting up this temporary electrical stuff, but just because of the scheduling of everyone else's, it's this up and coming week. Got the internet people coming up, and that means I'll have to move my computer in, set up shop in this back room here, and take a few days before we actually have movers come in, bring furniture. But we won't be bringing it in here. We're going to get a little storage container. Hopefully I can show that, and clear out this living room so I can finish up the living room. So it's the first week I was able to get the window and some insulation drywalling done, and I had hoped I would be able to get the doors and windows, but it just takes a lot more time than I thought it would to do all this stuff. Still have to insulate it, finish up drywalling. I've raised these ceilings 6 inches so that so all of this is 8.5 feet, and then that last wood there, that's 6 inches. That's about where the ceiling's going to be, and that'll give me room for electrical stuff. This is how I'm going to bring power into the room. So that little red pilot light will let me know if the room's getting power. I have one going to the light stuff. I'm going to have to redo the lighting electrical since it's going to get changed now that I'm going to get the ceiling coming in this next weekend. Rip out those outlets switches there so that once I do the second layer of the wall, it would be like with the exception of this stud here, it would be like drywall 2x4 like this, then another drywall, and that'll give me this amount of room to do the electrical stuff. Yeah. And I'll have it float off the floor 3 inches, float from the ceiling 3 inches, so I can do a little glue light around the edge. I did sand and try to remove as much of that mold stuff as I could. And just trying to make progress as fast as I can so I can move in fully and at least have a nice place to stay. So far so good. Yep, and that's all for now.